cattle are lowing, the poor baby wakes, but little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes.
Christmas carols paint beautiful pictures, but they're not intended to be theological statements. Quite innocently, this particular carol sneaks in a little bit of sentimental heresy. It shouldn't spoil our enjoyment of this carol to remember that Jesus is like us in all things except sin. It would be lovely to have a baby that never cries and lets the parents get some sleep at night. But whether you have a calm, quiet baby or a troublesome one is purely a matter of temperament, not sin. And Jesus is like us in all things except sin. So when we have a headache or a bad cold and we complain to Jesus about it, he knows exactly what we're talking about because he has been through them himself. God the Son did not become man and then avoid the undignified aspects of being a human being. That would have been cheating. If he had done that, he would only have been pretending to be one of us. The thing that Jesus was when he was a child, nothing more, because anything else would have been a fake. When he was 12, he was a 12-year-old boy. Being a 12-year-old child is not a sin, and being God does not mean avoiding being 12. The thing about being 12 is this: each of the strands of one's own mind, separately addressed, is fully capable of giving an adult answer to an adult question. We're told that Jesus grew in knowledge and wisdom. As he approached adolescence, he would have been told by his parents, was it Mary or was it Joseph, or was it both of them together, that Joseph was not his biological father. Being God and man does not exempt him from the process of growing up. Most likely he would have learned something of the prophecies of Isaiah about the expected Messiah, chapter 7, verses 14 and following, which speak about a virgin giving birth. A 12-year-old has questions and he has answers. The questions are valid and the answers are right, but for a 12-year-old, good sense and right judgment don't gel together, and each of them goes its own way. In the temple, Jesus had access to the wisest men in Israel. He was listening to them and asking them questions. He was interested in what the wisest men of God thought and how they taught it. Jesus in the temple is at that age and at that stage. Being God and man does not exempt him from the process of growing up. That is the thing about being 12. Each of the strands of one's own mind is separately addressed. It's fully capable. He is fully capable of giving an adult answer to an adult question. If asked, Jesus would have had all the right answers. Ought you to tell your parents where you are going? Yes. Should you drive them to panic and distraction by disappearing from sight? No. When you see it like this, it's not surprising that Mary remembered the remark, "I must be about my Father's business." It was one of those surprising things that children say. She couldn't forget it. It had to be preserved, cherished, repeated, and retold. Now, we have reached halfway through the Nicene Creed, the profession of faith that we say every Sunday at Mass. The phrase that we will try to deal with next, in the next talk, is, "For our sake, he was crucified under Pontius Pilate."